You are not here to escape. You are here to embody the light that you are. You are here to embody your highest authentic self. And so today I just wanted to have a really chill chat in the Airbnb that I'm chilling in Portugal and identify maybe some of the illusions that I see a lot of people or mistakes, misinterpretations that people make when starting their spiritual journey of stepping into who they are. And so I just want to realign a couple of things, redirect, because this information is going to help you a lot in your expansion. So, a couple of things that I want to talk about. The first two are going to be elitism and escapism. And we'll start with elitism first. A lot of times we like to put things into boxes. We like to put them into categories, right? You have your star seeds, you have your light workers versus NPCs, you have the awakened, the enlightened versus those that are asleep, you have billionaires versus the poor, famous versus the anonymous. And this is incredibly important to address because it's very easy to see in the physical world, right? Where you can see the issue that we have, where there's such a big disparity, whether it's power dynamics, whether it's money, and you can visually see it and you can see that it's wrong. But the same thing happens within spirituality. A lot of times people will recognize, and listen, I'm not saying star seeds, light workers, like all of these different things. I'm not saying it's not real or that it doesn't exist. But what I am saying is sometimes people will use that as a catalyst to put themselves on a pedestal, or it'll give them an excuse to judge others. And so one of the most important things that you can do is if you identify with something like that, and if you can honestly look at yourself and say, oh my gosh, like I am using this as a way to look down on others or to push myself up, ask yourself, why do you need to feel that hierarchy? Why do you need to feel that you are above, more awake, whatever it may be? Because there's a lesson in there. There is a lesson in the reason why you need that validation to tell you that you are more of something than someone else. Because the truth is, in this fractal based universe, right, we are all pieces of the same whole. There's not a single piece of the collective that is higher than any other piece. That is the truth. There's an incredible video that I'm going to play right now by one of my favorite teachers. Her name is Yeshwani, and she talks about embracing paradoxes and accepting and loving this creation for what it is right now. Check this out.
The integration of and being able to hold space for paradox is paramount in your evolution. Here's what I mean, kind of referring to my last video where I said, we are complete, we are whole, and yet here we're not able to express that. So we strive to evolve this place to be more congruent with our highest expression, our highest vibration, which is pure love. Well, a critical ingredient to being able to express that here is to love everything as it is and to see it as the beauty and the perfection of its completed self. So knowing just one or just the other is an incomplete picture. You have to be able to hold space for paradox and two different things being true at the same time. I don't know why, but it's definitely the case that if you can hold space with, don't try to understand it with your brain, which is designed to limit your awareness and process things in a linear way, which isn't how the universe is. So don't try to make it make sense. It will not. However, if you still have the power to hold space that it's true. A lot of your energy field understands why and how that's true, so just try to hold the space in your conscious mind for it to be so. And if you can begin integrating paradoxes like this, the nature of the universe becomes more obvious to you.
Healing is not about superiority. It is about integration. Now, this is going to be really tough for some people to hear because I get it. There's a lot of pieces of the collective. There are people who are the oppressors, who are causing the issues, and it's very easy to demonize and to hate. But there is a reason why we are called to love those that persecute us, to pray for those that would do harm to you. This reality is a mirror. It's a reflection. Whether it's polarizing figures like Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, Netanyahu, all of these different characters. I am not condoning their actions. I am not saying like, hey, they're just doing what they're supposed to do. But what I am saying is every piece has the potential to reach their highest authentic self. And the only way we heal is when every piece reaches that state. Reality is a mirror, and to look at pieces that you can judge or that you can hate, it is actually a reflection on unhealed wounds within yourself, pieces of you that you disregard, that you judge. And as you begin to love yourself in your entirety, as you begin to accept yourself in your entirety, you will see how the same love and acceptance will manifest into the physical world around you. All right, the next one is a big one, and I call it the escape trap. It is this escapism. It is the idea that you have to be a certain way to earn heaven. You'll find this in many very popular religions. It's the idea that if you meditate enough, if you can liberate yourself enough, you can liberate yourself from this plane and you can escape into, moksha, right? Escape these karmic cycles, reabsorbed with the source of all. You look at people who talk about this being a prison planet. We need to escape the prison planet. You look at the Matrix. We need to escape the Matrix. Everything is about escaping, and it is robbing you of what your true purpose is. You are not here to escape. You want to be here. The universe is all about expansion. You are a piece of that expansion. You are an active piece of the universe expanding. So it's not about if I do enough, I will become free. If I raise my vibration enough, then I will become free. If I wake up enough, then I will become free. The key is the realization that you are free. You are free. All of these conditionings that you feel imprisoned, you are the prison, the prisoner, and the jailer. It is all an illusion. You've never not been free. The mission is not to run away from the matrix or to escape this plane. The mission is to embody your light and anchor it into this plane. If you weren't meant to be here, you wouldn't be here. The universe is expanding infinitely. The universe can never escape itself. That is a physical manifestation and a lesson to you of a greater spiritual lesson. You are not here to contract or withdraw from the universe. You are here to expand with it. And one of the biggest illusions that people have, and I did the same thing. The reason why I recognize it is because I went through it as I was waking up. It was like, I need to find the right guru. I need to find the right teachings. I need to learn how to astral project. I need to learn how to travel to different dimensions. I need to learn how to channel. I need to learn this. I need to learn that. Everything was about becoming something other than where I was at the moment. You may have heard people talk about, when you're tied into like specific religions, that this is the one path. And then people, as they wake up, they're like, no, there's many paths to ascend up the mountain. Can I please take it a step further? The idea that you need to ascend up a mountain is a journey that you only have to take if you believe that you have to take it. And I can assure you that when you make your ascension and you get to the top of the mountain, the realization, the enlightenment, the aha moment for you is going to be, there was never a need for a journey. As I am, I had enough. And so I would love to give you a little parable of sorts, again, that is going back to what Yeshiwani was saying about embracing paradox, that will help you embrace the paradox of becoming while also being. Because I understand, to your consciousness limiter, your brain, it's telling you you're not good enough where you are. You need to become this, and that takes effort. It only takes effort if you operate within that framework. And so you, as you are right now, you have everything you need right now. There is nothing else you need. No other wisdom, no other knowledge, nothing. You have everything you need. And you just need to release and trust and understand that if there is something you will need, it will be given. If you need it, you have it. If you will need it, you will be given it. If you won't need it, it's not going to be given to you. And if you don't need it, it's never coming. Okay. You have everything you need. So the way that I visualize this is you can imagine that you are sitting in a hot air balloon. Okay. And the goal, right? People talk about raising the vibration. You need to raise your vibrations. You need to ascend. Well, you're not going to brute force ascend. A lot of people think that it's like, okay, let's climb up this mountain. Let's brute force, make it happen. I need to, just how can I force this expansion to come in? And sure, it can happen a little bit. You can light some matches, you do your flame torch, whatever, and you might get a little bit of movement. But you, as a conscious being, as you can fully embody your light as you are right now, as you can live in the moment, as you can accept reality for being perfect as it is, perfect in its imperfection. Again, look at nature, look at the lessons of nature. We do not celebrate conformity. You do not celebrate the perfection of the mountain is not because it is actually perfect with no rough edges and no inconsistencies. No, the beauty is the imperfection. It's the variance. It's the differentiation. So as you can look at this reality as perfect in its imperfection, when you can realize all the friction, all the hardship, all the shadow is by design, it is the friction, it is the catalyst needed to put you into the cocoon for your metamorphosis. Now, the more friction you need to wake up to this point, the more friction there's going to be, but it is all by design. The more that you can accept the beauty of it, the perfectness of it, the more you can live in that moment, embody your light, what you will notice, again, going to the analogy of the hot air balloon, sorry for getting sidetracked, this flame will burn. And the harder, the more intentional you can be, the more in the moment you are, the more intense that flame becomes. And what you will find is that ascension is effortless. It is not about you forcing. It is not about seeing the destination and becoming the destination. You will transport to that destination, the growth, the ascension, the expansion. It will happen the more that you release and recognize and be in the moment. If the universe needed you to be Buddha, you would be Buddha. If the universe needed you to be Jesus, it would have sent you as Jesus. It needs you as you are. You as you are. You don't need to be anything different. You do not need to change who you are, put on a mask and become something other than you. And that's why it's so effortless. And so this ascension, this growth, this expansion, it has nothing to do with becoming, but actually just releasing and deconditioning from these constructs that you've taken on since birth. Some of them have been encoded into your DNA, passed on from generation to generation. It's working on yourself, going inwards, doing that shadow work and releasing yourself from that prison, where you'll see that the expansion comes. It's getting out of your own way. It's effortless. I am telling you, it is effortless because it is you. You cannot become what you already are. Do you are there little pieces of this that are, intuitively you feel it, pinging within you saying like, hey, there's truth to what he's saying. It's okay if you can't integrate all of this right now. You can watch this as many times as you need, but I am telling you, you cannot become what you already are. Okay. It's you. And this is where the more that you can do this for yourself, the more you will stop judging others, because you realize this existence is not about becoming this template, this very specific, we all become robots patterned after the same machine. No, expansion is about variance. And so you can realize that spirituality does not mean everybody becomes a spiritual guru. Spirituality does not mean everybody becomes this spiritual teacher, this monk, this Jesus-like figure. That's not what spirituality is. Everybody has a different gift and talent. There are people who on this plane could care less about learning spiritual principles and they are solely focused on different things. And that might be their highest calling, which makes them incredibly spiritual. We have these preconceived notions about what spirituality is, and a lot of it comes from the conditioning of religion. But you cannot put it in a box. You cannot put this creation in a box. There is somebody on this earth right now that they're being the source of their most excitement. What they want to explore as an expansion of the universe is to design the greatest, most efficient, and cheapest toothbrush ever made to be the greatest tool to clean people's mouths. That is them tapping into their spirituality. That is them tapping into who they are as a fractal of source. And so you got to get rid of these preconceived notions of what you need to become. There is nothing to become. You just need to tap into what you are, who you are, realize it, and then have the courage to embody it. That is the piece that a lot of people are missing. Is with awakening, it is easy to see. It is easy to be awake. It is harder to embody and bring that physical manifestation here in this plane. But again, you are here to anchor your light and evolve this plane with you. The more people that anchor their light into this plane, the more the plane, again, going to the hot air balloon, we do not need to force this plane up into a higher existence. You just need to ignite your flame. The hot air balloon will pull it up with it. That igniting of the flame is called authenticity. With authenticity, there is magnetism. Okay. You will attract that which is aligned with your energy. You will repel that which is not aligned with your energy. You can look at this world as this giant puzzle. You are a very specific puzzle piece, as am I. The issue is with all the masking, everybody is changing their puzzle piece, trying to fit in, and we can't do it that way. The puzzle will never come together. You are always adapting your piece, trying to change, trying to fit. That is not how you fit. It is a self-sorting puzzle. The more you embody who you are in your truest authentic form, you will embody that puzzle piece. You will fit together where you are supposed to fit together. This is very common sense. There is push and pull. That is how this physical plane has come into existence. Without push and pull, there would never be differentiation. There would never be, separation. As you embody your energy, you will pull to you what you are supposed to pull to you, and you will push away that which is not meant for you. If something does not feel right to you, if your intuition feels off, it is because it isn't right. Have the courage to understand that and embody it. I just think we get so caught up within our programming. The other day, someone on one of my videos, I responded to them and they were taken aback where they were like, why would a nobody or why would a somebody like you with all of these followers respond to a nobody like me? And it's like, you're not a nobody. These followers mean nothing. Social media, the amount of people that look at my content, it means nothing. It is no elevation by any means. I am no better than the dust of the earth. We all are beautiful pieces of source made manifest. And when the more you realize that and the more you truly understand that, like, it gets pretty overwhelming. Every single human being on this plane, every single one, is such a beautiful manifestation of source brought into the physical form. Every single one has a talent, has a love, has an energy they can contribute to the whole. And that's why it's so important to reach this platitude of equality, to liberate those that are oppressed, is because we need them. We need their power. We need their gifts. We need their beauty. The suppression of their beauty is the biggest and saddest realization that we can see in this current modern day. There's another video I'm going to tag. I'll have to write his username because I can't remember off the top of my head. It's something sushi something. And what he speaks to in his video is he talks about two of the biggest parasites, two of the biggest inner demons that people have within them that they need to work out is the judge and the victim. The judge is constantly labeling everything as good or bad, right or wrong, beautiful, ugly. That is the judge. The victim feels powerless, it feels trapped. Ironically, if you're giving into that, you are literally giving away your power. Again, you are the jailer, the jail, and the person in jail, the prisoner. You are actively, if you choose to be the victim, you actively give your power away. No one can take your power. All of these different modalities, everything, all of these cults that exist, thought structures, power structures, whatever, you give your power away. They cannot take it from you. But let's talk about the judge. Judgment is never about the world. Okay. So if you look at these polarizing figures like Elon Musk, like Donald Trump, like Netanyahu, name your favorite, the Kardashians, it doesn't matter, Britney Spears, whatever. If you look at these people and you judge them, it is actually a reflection on judgments within yourself. There are pieces of you that you don't fully accept. Ergo, it manifests it into the physical plane, and there's pieces of this existence that you cannot accept. It is all a mirror to you. If you see the world as ugly, there are pieces of you inside that you view as ugly, that you reject, that you cut off, that you don't want to deal with. Okay? The lesson, the healing comes into that inner work. Why do you feel that way? If you see the world as cruel, there are pieces within yourself that you feel are cruel. And this takes a lot of awareness. This takes a lot of courage to open up to this fact. But I promise you, the physical world around you shapes itself to your manifestations of what you hold true to be within. If you hold anything within inside of you as being better, worse, if you have that hierarchy of how you view about yourself, it manifests into the physical form, and that's why you recognize it. It's also why, as you heal yourself, you can begin to view the physical manifestation of everything as perfect as it is right now and beautiful as it is right now. Again, you have everything you need within you right now. Remember, a candle does not hate darkness. A candle does not actively have to brunt force the darkness away, push it out. A candle simply shines and darkness dissipates. Talking about the judge, framing everything as good or bad, it's not good or bad. You can look at it as light and shadow. Light is the embodiment of knowledge, it is understanding. Shadow is the absence of light. So it is not evil, it is ignorance. It is the lack of knowledge. And of course, the outcomes, the decision making that you have access to is going to be very different if you are acting out of ignorance versus acting out of light. This is not being good or bad. It is the ability, the decision making you have available to you with the information that is available to you. A lot of times in spirituality, people will talk about having an abundant mindset versus a scarcity based mindset. Look at billionaires. Most of them have scarcity based mindsets. This is why they are so attached to money. This is why they cling to it, why they are so afraid of losing it. This is a lot of millionaires as well. Whether your mindset is not predicated on the amount of money that you have, it's the same thing with people with power. Some of the most fearful people on this planet are those with the most power. That's why they keep needing more power, more control, is because they're so afraid. It is not just because they're evil. It is a manifestation of their inner self. The safer they feel, the less power they will need. We are here to heal the collective. This is not about ascension. Too many people talk about ascending to the 5D and who's going to make it, and it's us light workers, we're going to ascend and I hope you guys do it. This is the same thing that people do with like rapture. We are all here. This is a group exercise. Every single piece of the collective in a big way is a piece of you. We are all connected, all of us. The people you hate the most, it's a piece of you, and it's a reflection of pieces that you hate within you. Detach from that. Decondition yourself. This is all about alchemy. This is through awareness, you recognize the signs, you recognize the patterns. You can alchemize it. You can turn these pain points. There's a famous saying, I think it's Rumi, that says it's in the wounds where the light shines through. Yes, but just remember, Everything you need to be, you already are. It's you. You have everything you need to be happy, to be fully loving, to be present. You have it all right now in this moment. You do not need anything else. This idea that you need more money or you need this and then I'll be happy. If I get a bigger house, I'll be happy. If I get a better job, I'll be happy. If I get a better girlfriend, boyfriend, I'll be happy. If I get this, it's all an illusion. And by buying into that, you are changing your energetic frequency and you are attracting things to you that don't fit with who you are. You can embody who you are. You will attract these things. It is effortless. It's effortless. It's effortless, guys. Please just keep this word effortless. Remember, if you're trying to put in too much effort, you might be clinging to some shadows or some illusion. It's not about that. Anyways, this was an attempt at long form. Let me know if you guys like it. Let me know if you have any questions. I do, you can book a reading with me if there's things that you personally need to work on. If you need a friend that can, kind of tap into the energy and maybe see some things that you aren't seeing or that you don't want to see or that you prefer to have a tool to tell you. It's funny, a lot of the things that we buy into and we give our power to is because we want those things to tell us what we already know. You can do all of this yourself, but if you need something, I am there. You can always book a reading. I love you. I genuinely love you as you are right now. I fuck with you. You are a vibe. You are a fucking vibe. Okay. And I hope you have the courage to embody that because the world needs it. We need you to anchor in your energy. Only you know what that energy is. You do not need to become something that you aren't. That is not spirituality. That is an illusion. You do not need to escape this plane. That is an illusion. You are here in this plane. You are an explorer. You are bringing your light. You are anchoring your light. We are here to evolve this. And it is so fucking beautiful and exciting. And what an incredible time to be alive. We are at the apex of the evolution of consciousness. We are at this apex where it can go. Who knows which way the scales are going to tip? We know which way they're going to tip. The question is, how much friction do you need to start waking up to this? Because if you need more friction before you're going to wake up, more friction is going to come. And so that's the whole thing. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.